All right, here we are, our very first lecture that we're watching. Hopefully you guys are in class and we are doing this together. We're just going to do a short one, and we're going to cover that first section of that worksheet that you guys have, and then we'll move on from there. So we're going to talk about what science is and what the scientific method is. So what is science? We use science to investigate and understand our world. We want to explain events in the natural world and then use those explanations to make predictions about other things that we might not understand yet. So science deals only with the natural world, things that happen in nature. We're talking about things that we can experience. So what scientists try to do is to collect and organize information in a careful, orderly way. And they're really looking for patterns and connections between things. There's patterns and connections between everything in science. So scientists propose explanations that can be tested by examining evidence. And science is really just an organized way of using evidence to learn about the natural world. So at this point, if you guys are still writing things down, I want you to pause the video and then press play once you're done writing, because I'm going to keep going. So how do we do science? What is doing science? Science really just begins with an observation. We notice something about our world that we want to explain. So the observation is really the process of gathering information about events or processes in a careful, orderly way. We observe that something is happening and we try to gather information on it. So the information that we do gather is called data or data, but we get this from making observations about something. And again, go back and pause if you need to. There are two types of data. So we have quantitative data, and what that is numbers or something that we get by counting or measuring. So this could be the amount of water after rain, or it could be the number of plants that grow when we try to see how much fertilizer we need, something we can count. It's quantity, quantitative. Qualitative data, on the other hand, is something we can't count. It's a description of something or the characteristics of something. So in this case, a good example might be if we crossed two different flowers and we had a white flower and a pink flower. And we see what the offspring is going to be. It might be pink flowers. So there's quantitative and qualitative data there. We could see there are 3 pink flowers, and that's quantitative. And we can see that they are pink, which is qualitative. It's the characteristic of it. So we have 2 types of data. Again, pause if you need to. So what we do once we see these things is we make a hypothesis. So this is going to be an explanation for these observations that we see. So we see that 2 flowers in the wild have created offspring that's a different color. We try to figure out why. That's our observation, and our hypothesis is going to be why. So it has to be stated in a way that is testable. So the hypothesis is really an answer to a question, but it's really a guess as to the answer. And it has to be able to be tested. And it has to be tested to be proven as anything beyond a hypothesis. So if we hear the word hypothesis, we know that it's something that somebody hasn't tested yet. It's not necessarily true. All right. I'm going to stop here because this is our very first video. If you need to go back and pause on anything that you didn't get copied down, go ahead and do that. I'm going to add section 2, scientific methods, into the next video. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you got all of your blanks filled in.